Hello, welcome to Better English in Tacoma. My name is Linda, and today's pronunciation video is going to look at the letter G. This letter forms two different sounds. The hard G, as in the word go. We form this sound by pushing our tongue back in our mouth to temporarily block the flow of air, letting a little pressure build up, and then speaking out with our voice as we release the pressure. G, G, G. This hard G sound will often occur when the G is followed by the vowels A, O, and U, or by the consonants L and R. This G sound sometimes occurs with the letter X as well. The other sound of G is a soft G, which sounds like a J, as in the word gem. We form this sound by placing our tongue against the ridge of bone behind our front two teeth and then pushing off with our tongue as we speak out with our voice. J, J, J. This soft J sound usually occurs when the G is followed by the vowels E, I, or Y. So the hard G, G. The soft G, J. Let's look at that hard G first. As we said, it usually precedes an A, an O, or a U. And this can occur at the beginning of a word, like in gain, go, gum. In the middle of the word, we would have words like agate, dragon, begun. We can have this hard G at the end of a word as well, like bag, frog, mug. And because there's no letter after the G, we can also have this hard G at the ends of words that have E or I in them, as in leg or pig. When followed by the consonants L and R, we'll get words like glue and great. The girl's name Gwen has that hard G followed by a W. In the middle of a word, we can have words like bangle, ogre, and a hard G that's formed by a double G, as in the word bigger. I mentioned before that sometimes we'll have this G sound formed by the letter X, as in exact or example. The soft G usually occurs when the G is followed by an E, an I, or a Y, as in the words general, giant, gym. At the middle of the word, we would have words like danger, agile, Egypt. And at the end of the word, this soft G sound can be formed by a GE, as in stage, forge, purge, or with a DGE, as in the words badge, ledge, and ridge. Some words have both the hard and the soft G sounds in the same word. Words like engage, garage, gigantic, geography, gorgeous, garbage, or language. Here's a sentence that uses the hard G sound. I will read it once, then we'll read it together, and then you try it on your own. Greg agreed to figure out how many colored eggs would fill the big glass globe. Together. Greg agreed to figure out how many colored eggs would fill the big glass globe. Now you try it on your own. Our next sentence uses the soft G sound. Let's read it together. In general, George's stage gestures are large and energetic. Let's read it together again, and then you can read it on your own. In general, George's stage gestures are large and energetic. And here's a sentence with a mix of words that have the hard and the soft G sound. Virginia made a spot in her garage that was exactly right for a gigantic garbage can. Let's read it together. Virginia made a spot in her garage that was exactly right for a gigantic garbage can. Now, there are a lot of exceptions to the rule that we said that the hard G is usually followed by an A, an O, or a U, and the soft G followed by the I, the E, or the Y. Here are some exceptions where we would expect to have a soft G, but there's a hard G sound instead. Words that have this hard G at the beginning of the word are get, girl, gift, gear, give, and giggle. Some two-syllable words or more where the G sound is in the middle of the word and we would expect that soft G, but it's a hard G instead, are words like tiger, together, begin, forgive, anger, bagel, finger, and hunger. There are also a few words where we would expect a hard G, but we have a soft G instead. These are words like margarine, mortgager, and jail. In the middle of a word, we would have veggies and suggest. Here's a sentence with some of those exceptions. Gary giggled when Ginger suggested he give a pet tiger to his girlfriend. Let's read it together. Gary giggled when Ginger suggested he give a pet tiger to his girlfriend. Now you try it. Unfortunately, there's no real way to learn which words are exceptions to the rule except by remembering that. So let's look at some different words, and you're going to try to say the word, see whether it follows the rule or not. After you try the word, I will say it, and if it follows the rule, it'll have a green check mark next to it. If it's one of the words that's an exception to the rule, it will have a red X. So you try this first word. That was the word gin, and it obeyed the rule. Now you try the next word. That is gun. It obeys the rule as well. Our next word is good, obeying the rule. The next word is give, and it is an exception. The word giraffe follows the rule. The word guest also follows the rule. Angel follows the rule. Anger is an exception. We would expect that soft G because it's followed by an E, but it's a hard G, anger. This next word, beginning, is both an exception and a rule follower. The first G, beginning, is a hard G. We would expect it to be soft because it's followed by an I, and the G at the end is a hard G. Okay, what about that next word? It's began, and it follows the rule. We already saw that anger does not follow the rule. And this next word was danger, and it does follow the rule. So anger is the same as danger except for that beginning D, but the pronunciation changes from a hard G to a soft G. What about this word? That's the word engine, and it follows the rule. And our last word is rage, and it follows the rule. So you've got to remember some of those words and know whether it has a hard G or a soft G when it's an exception. But in general, the hard G is going to be followed by an A, an O, or a U, and the soft G by an E, an I, or a Y. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we hope to see you again on Better English in Tacoma.